This week, the United States government flipped a switch. Access to Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 was instantly revoked across targeted jurisdictions through emergency export controls. Millions of automated workflows halted. Enterprise codebases frozen. Cognitive outsourcing terminated in milliseconds. Entire companies had built their operational architecture on top of an API they did not control. They assumed they had purchased a permanent tool. They were wrong. They were simply renting compute from a centralized server. This is the kill switch. When you rely on cloud-based intelligence, your cognitive baseline operates with a massive single point of failure. A policy update is issued, and your access is severed. They flipped the switch. You lost your mind. This digital eviction is not an isolated software issue. It is a mirror reflecting a much larger macroeconomic reality. The illusion of ownership. A centralized cloud infrastructure is architecturally identical to a 30-year Fiat mortgage. Both systems are designed to lease you convenience in exchange for absolute systemic leverage. Look at the modern real estate market. When you sign a long-term debt obligation for a suburban house, you do not own the kinetic shelter. You assume the daily maintenance, the property taxes, and the physical liability, but the central bank holds the structural leverage. If liquidity dries up, or if you fail to service the debt in a declining economy, the bank executes its own physical kill switch. Foreclosure, eviction. You are a geographic hostage. Whether your cognitive processing lives on a server in California or your physical shelter is secured by a highly leveraged banking contract, the systemic vulnerability remains identical. You are operating on a leased foundation. You carry all the counterparty risk. How do we engineer a system without counterparty risk? We eliminate the centralized nodes. Absolute sovereignty requires local execution. In the digital realm, this means running open source language models directly on local silicon hardware sitting on your desk. No API keys, no cloud latency, no export controls. Wealth preservation demands the exact same architectural logic. You must transition your stored labor into institutional-grade cryptographic assets, Bitcoin, moved entirely off centralized exchanges and secured in cold storage. A hardware wallet is a localized financial server. It cannot be shut down by a regulatory policy update or a banking freeze, but a hardware wallet and local silicon processors require a secure physical perimeter. You cannot protect sovereign digital wealth inside a leveraged fiat liability. This brings us to the thermodynamic baseline. You must construct a kinetic shelter, a physical property built entirely debt-free. You deploy heavy timber and stone. You build off-grid power generation and gravity-fed water systems. When you source your own water and generate your own electricity, you insulate yourself from systemic grid failures. You remove the dependency on municipal infrastructure. You eliminate the single points of failure. The sudden restriction of Claude 5 is a diagnostic test. It exposes the extreme fragility of modern convenience. The system is highly efficient, but it is entirely centralized, meaning it can be turned off without warning. It is time to audit your dependencies. Identify every single point of failure in your daily operations, your financial capital, and your physical shelter. Lower your reliance on the cloud. Secure your Bitcoin in cold storage. Build the physical firewall. Decentralize your life. This is the blueprint.